Thank you for staying with us on the Pulse. Now time for the sport. I'm Gary Al Smith, and we have an update today on the Under-20 African Cup of Nations. Remember, in the first game, Ghana played and won by 2-0, courtesy 2 goals from Daniel Lomote. Today was the turn of Senegal to play the Black Satellites. At halftime, Ghana are trailing 2-0, and that's the score at the moment. Mali are also leading 1-0 against Burkina Faso. That has ended. Looks like that has finished. And so, as it stands, it's pretty interesting as well. We'll do a bit of a chat around that and then what it means as well. So Insaki is with me here. We know that Ghana won in the first game by 2-0. And now they are down by 2-0 as well.
Yeah, very difficult game for Ghana this time. Against Burkina, you could tell that the Black Satellites were able to control the game more in the midfield and also trying to find spaces behind the Burkina Bay defense. But this time against the Senegalese with more physicality, it's quite difficult for the Ghanaian players to operate, and there's been so much pressure on them. It looks like there's a lot of bombarding, and there's lack of concentration from the defense and also the goalkeeper. He keeps making certain mistakes.
This same goalkeeper who was very good in the first game.
That's why it's quite surprising that today he looks very off, coming off the line, not communicating with his defenders, and some of the defenders had to save him from his mistakes he's doing. But the physicality of the Senegalese is really coming to us, and then the Ghanaian players need to put the ball down and try to control the game, because if they try to put the ball in the air, there's no way they can compete to them. Baji, which is the Senegalese striker who got both goals, has been terrific up front. He's been a handful for our defenders, very pompous in the air. Also down there, the defenders have not been able to manage his movement in the box. So I think Jimmy Kobler needs to get his boys together, try and keep on possessing the ball, put the ball down, try and find spaces behind them, and maybe wait for the Senegalese to be a bit tired, because if he tries to go with them physical sense, there's no way Satellites can win this game.
It should be really interesting. What does it mean in terms of the table, even as we look at this score at the moment? Ghana trailing 2-0. Let's see what the table looks like. Yeah, so Senegal will have 6 points because they won their first game as well. And Ghana, as it stands, will be second because Mali are losing, and it will be pretty interesting. That final game between Ghana and Mali, as it stands, will be everything. Yeah, it will be everything, man.
More than a final. Yeah. Because, I mean, you know this tournament already, apart from you getting into the semi-final, the final, if you get out of this group, you're automatically in the World Cup. So Ghana against
That's what it means.
Yes. So Ghana against Mali is something that
will be brutal.
Very brutal.
All right, so that's the update on the 20 African Cup of Nations. Hopefully, the Black Satellites, for me, I mean, just get out of the group. I don't really mind if they lose this one. And they should just win that last game as well and get themselves out into the World Cup. That's what we need. Elsewhere, though, tonight is the big one. There's no Cristiano Ronaldo, but there is the first of 3 El Clasico meetings in a month. Barcelona and Real Madrid will be meeting 3 times in the space of 1 month, and 1 set of matches will be a first and second leg in the Copa del Rey. The first leg is a semi-final, and it's tonight. Barcelona have won the competition for the last 5 years on the bounce. And sometimes you wonder why it's not such a big deal, because the answer is simple. That's because Real Madrid have won the Champions League in 3 of those 5 years, and so it dwarfs everything. Tonight, what is at play?
Well, the first scare was Messi going to play or not. It looks like Messi could play. He's in the squad. He trained yesterday.
Why was it a question at all?
Because of his leg injury in the last game in the La Liga fixture. And that's why I think about, is he going to be fit? But he trained yesterday, and he's ready now. He's in the squad. But whether he's going to be in the starting lineup, we are not so sure yet. But apart from that, Barcelona look fit and ready for this game because they're on terrific form. Real Madrid themselves are now trying to build up with the youngsters. They have been Santi Solaris, a new manager. He has come in. People are going to say that whether Messi or not, they beat them in the 5-1 in the first in La Liga in October. So there's not going to be any problem. But it looks like this is a different Real Madrid team. They're trying to build themselves up. They have freshness in players like Vinicius, who's been exciting for them this season. They've also got players like Reguilon from the level position who's been replacing Marcelo.
Reguilon.
So there's so much, a lot that they can bring in this game. And with El Clasico, it's not about form. Anything could happen because there's so much into this game. Emotions, this is tribalistic between the Madridistas and the Catalans. All these things come to bear. That's what makes El Clasico one of the biggest games in the world.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Here you see Karim Benzema scoring there. These are highlights of the Copa del Rey in some of the previous matches. Girona here conceding against, should I say the informed Karim Benzema?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, compared to...
Some people are saying that he's having his best time at Real Madrid.
Yeah, because we've not seen Benzema with this attitude in a long time. Benzema, a lot of people complain that Benzema doesn't get enough goals, he's sluggish and all that, but it looks like Benzema's getting his head up and banging in some goals for Madrid.
Yeah, and also that will be, yeah, that's him, the defender who scores like an attacker, Sergio Ramos. He recently marked his century of goals as a defender. That is amazing. Yo.
That's a big record for Sergio. I mean, he's a legend at the club. Everyone loves him, the whole country. And the fact that he's able to even save Madrid with the 90-minute goals that he's been scoring, and it looks like he's a special one for them.
He said yesterday that he was asked about his children, which of his children he loves the most, and he said he loves his children as much as he loves his goals. Everyone is important. Every one of his goals are important, so he loves his children all the same. So that will be Barcelona versus Real Madrid as we see the highlights as well. Let's see the, oh, this was lovely. This was from Vinicius. And this weekend was the first time he, Gareth Bale, and Benzema played together as well. And is it possible? Have we had any team news so far?
Yeah, for Madrid, possibly we can have Vinicius starting, but we don't know if it's going to be Bale or Vasquez. We know Benzema is going to be in there. We should be expecting Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro. Reguilon is somebody that they are not really sure if he's going to be in the team because of his also fitness level. So Marcelo is going to be there. Carvajal is going to be the one at the right back, or the Rotola is not going to be in the squad. They're going to have Varane and Ramos, and then Navas, maybe not Courtois, but Navas in goal for the Copa del Rey.
Team news then, that's sorted out. Many thanks, Selwyn. And also, we do know that Vasquez is having a great season for Real Madrid as well. Exactly. He's been given a lot of trust, as have been the youth players from Santis Solari. Thank you for your time, and thank you too for joining us on The Sport. The news continues momentarily with Aisha. I'm Gary Al Smith, and that is The Sport for now.